How's it going, everyone? I'm Mike and welcome back on Top Crypto. And today we are going to talk about another high potential project called Celestia. But before we start, please notice our disclaimer. Since I'm not a financial advisor and this video is for informational and educational purposes only, so without further ado, let's begin. Celestia is the first modular blockchain network. Celestia is a modular consensus and data network built to enable anyone to easily deploy their own blockchain with minimal overhead. Advantages: deploy a blockchain as easily as a smart contract. Celestia provides consensus and security on demand, enabling anyone to deploy a blockchain without the overhead of bootstrapping a new consensus network. Scaling made simple with data availability sampling. Because Celestia does not validate transactions, its throughput is not bottlenecked by state execution like traditional blockchains. Thanks to a property of data availability sampling, Celestia's throughput scales with the number of users. Secure interoperability for all Celestia chains. Blockchains built on top of Celestia do not rely on honest majority assumptions for state validity, meaning that they can interoperate with the highest security standards. Choose your own execution environment. Since Celestia does not impose any execution logic, developers are free to define their own execution environments. Celestia will support all flavors of rollups, but we are initially focused on the EVM and Cosmos SDK. Technology: Celestia is pioneering a new paradigm in blockchain design. A minimal, modular consensus layer for rollups. Separation of consensus and execution layers. Standard world computer blockchains bundle consensus and execution, while Celestia decouples them. Celestia provides a pluggable consensus layer, allowing developers to deploy their own execution layers to run on top. This enables more customizability and sovereignty for applications built on Celestia. Data availability proofs. Celestia uses a two-dimensional Reed-Solomon encoding scheme to encode block data such that only a small sample of data is enough to verify with statistical certainty that the entire block has been published. If data is incorrectly encoded, the network is notified via a data availability fraud proof. Rollups for off-chain execution. Celestia is perfectly suited for a novel scaling solution called rollups, which push state execution off-chain and rely on a base chain for consensus and data availability. Optimistic rollups require data availability to detect fraud, and zero-knowledge rollups require data availability to reconstruct the state of the chain. Secure light clients for interoperability. Cross-chain interoperability relies on light clients, which are typically not secure because they make an honest majority assumption. Light clients in Celestia do not make an honest majority assumption, unlocking truly secure cross-chain interoperability. Connecting chains will be as simple as deploying a smart contract. Celestia is for decentralized apps what cloud computing is for the traditional web. Web infrastructure evolved from individual servers to shared hosting services and finally individual virtual machines on a shared server. Similarly, decentralized infrastructure is evolving from individual execution chains to shared execution chains and finally individual execution chains on a shared consensus layer. Early web. 1990s. Each website had its own physical server. Early crypto ecosystem. 2008 plus. Each dApp had its own blockchain and consensus. Developing web. 2000s. Website used shared hosting providers. Developing crypto ecosystem. 2014 plus. dApps used shared smart contract blockchains. Modern web. 2010s. Websites run on virtual machines that share physical machines. Modern crypto ecosystem. 2021 plus. dApps run on app-specific chains that share consensus layers. How it works. Celestia is a minimal blockchain that only orders and publishes transactions and does not execute them. By decoupling the consensus and application execution layers, Celestia modularizes the blockchain technology stack and unlocks new possibilities for decentralized application builders. Traditional monolithic architecture. Developers can only use programming languages supported by chain's execution environment. All applications run on the same process, the world computer model, with shared gas resources. Smart contracts cannot be updated without a hard fork. Celestia-enabled modular architecture. Developers can effortlessly define their own virtual execution environments, similar to virtual machines. Each application gets its own sovereign execution space, while inheriting the security of Celestia's consensus. Applications can be updated without main chain hard forks. And right here are the roadmap of Celestia's progress. H1 2021, Seed Fundraise, MVP Release, H2 2021, DevNet Release, 2022, Testnet Release, Incentivized Testnet, 2022, Mainnet Launch. Also don't forget these, you can run a node on testnet, test out the Celestia network and earn rewards in our incentivized testnet. Build on our developer beta. Build on Celestia and be the first to explore the benefits of its novel architecture. And right here is the team and the advisors, and the minds behind Celestia. Built by industry-leading engineers, researchers, and entrepreneurs. We're building the Celestia network. Our team has deep experience building and scaling blockchains from projects like Ethereum, Cosmos, and Harmony. We are on a mission to change the way that blockchains and decentralized applications are built, making them more secure, scalable, and sovereign. We envision a world where global communities have the power to self-organize without being burdened by existing power structures. First on the list is Mustafa Albassam, CEO, Celestia Labs, PhD in blockchain scaling at UCL, co-founder of Chainspace, acquired by Facebook. Ismail Coffee, CTO, Celestia Labs, former senior engineer at Tendermint and Interchain Foundation. John Adler, CRO, Celestia Labs, creator of Optimistic Rollups, previously scalability researcher at Consensus. Nick White, COO, Celestia Labs, co-founder of Harmony, BS and MS from Stanford. Tomasz Zdybel, software engineer, former core developer at Ethereum Classic, trust minimization maximalist. Gleb Kanonikov, software engineer, previously lead developer at ProximaX, networking enthusiast. Evan Forbes, software engineer, former data engineer, rollup maximalist. Renee Lubov, software engineer, former engineer at Go Ethereum with a background in distributed systems testing. Nu Viet Nguyen, software engineer, former testing engineer at Oracle. Josh Bowen, software engineer, former software engineer at Google. Alexandru Popescu, VP Marketing, Celestia Labs, former digital marketing wizard at Mind Valley Labs. Rashid Chami, software engineer, Bitcoin believer, security enthusiast, former blockchain developer at Web3 Labs. Aditi Shriram, product manager, former product manager at The Graph and Consensus, with a background in developer growth. Vyacheslav Gonkivsky, software engineer, former software engineer at Luxoft. Manav Agarwal, software engineer, former contributor at Nebula Protocol and 2 Sigma Investments, BS and MS from Stanford. Yez Khoury, head of developer relations, former DevRel engineer at Silo Foundation and former director of DevRel at Ethereum Classic. Ekram Ahmed, head of marketing and communications, former positioning and strategy consultant for Facebook and Google. Tejinder Nijjar, operations associate, former project manager at Xerox and Electa. And here are the advisors. Morgan Beller, general partner, NFX and co-creator, DM FKA Libra. Ethan Bachman, co-founder, Tendermint and co-founder, Cosmos. Zaki Manian, co-creator, IBC and early Cosmos contributor. James Prestwich, founder, Suma, acquired by Silo. George Denizis, professor of security and privacy engineering, University College London. Matthew D. Ferrante, security expert and auditor, Ethereum contributor since 2014. Marko Barasivic, software engineer, Interchain Foundation. Now let's go visit the Celestia's Twitter page. Let's see what are their latest posts. Celestia Labs is hiring. We are working towards a new paradigm in blockchain design that will make decentralized applications more secure, sovereign, and scalable. Come help us build the next generation of blockchain infrastructure. Celestia joined Twitter back in September 2019 and currently has 42.5k followers. And that's all on Celestia. Come visit our channel and please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on Top Crypto. Thank you for watching.